I'm Brody Eastwood. This is my 9th place Belphemon deck profile for the Concord, North Carolina Digimon Regional. Let's start where the Digimon starts, with our eggs. We've got DemiMera and DemiMera. These draw you into Belph. Then we have Belph. If you are not playing all 12 of these cards, you are not playing Belphemon. Just by definition, you are not playing Belphemon if you're not playing these 12. This is one of the strongest cards to ever. This is also one of the strongest cards to ever, and this enables them. This is what makes it so that you have an amazing Mirage matchup. This is what makes it so that you can kill. And this is just amazing. On multiple occasions today, I put my opponent to 10, and I smiled at them, and I said, "Can you do anything about it?" And they said no. Next up, we have Gizmon engine. There are a lot of people that will tell you that you should not play all 16 of these cards. Those people are wrong. These 16 cards are amazing. They all synergize with each other, they all become better the more of them there are, and cutting one makes them so much weaker because they go from one to the next by bottom decking them. These cards are insanely powerful. ProtoGiz, it will get you started. It's the main way that you play Belph on turn 1 going second. AT, it's the main way you're drawing cards in this deck. It is super strong to just get things out. It's what you're usually playing off of Astamon. It is so strong. XT, honestly, it's the weakest one. I understand why people talk about cutting this one. It's easily the weakest. Bringing out Akihiro is great, but you play Akihiro just as often. And it being a blocker, also great. Being able to bring out Proto without paying anything, great. Just being huge, great. Akihiro, he is your way to deal with level 6s. He's a consistency card. He is one of the best things you can do on turn 1. You breed an Ukko, you play an Akihiro, you're probably winning that game. He's a very strong card that is deceptive in both his simplicity and his power. Then we have our level 4 suite. Raremon is a distressingly excellent improvement to Belph. Raremon is able to stick around pretty frequently. People don't feel threatened by him, and they don't feel the need to remove him a lot of the time. They're more threatened by pretty much anything else. So they're more willing to take out like an Ukko than they are to take out the Raremon, and then you can Digivolve into Astamon. And being able to Digivolve into Astamon and put your opponent to like 1, game changing. Scatter mode is at 1 because he's limited. You know why scatter mode's here. He's literally Graceful Charity. He's amazing. Vilemon, I do not like. I do not like Vilemon. I like DemiMeramon a lot more, but it doesn't matter that I like DemiMeramon a lot more because Revelation is everywhere and Ruin Mode's everywhere, and this number is 6, which is more than 5. Then we have our rookies. We have Ukko, and we have Gabu. Ukko is here for reasons that you know. Ukko's amazing. He does everything. All he doesn't do is be able to be deleted by Astamon. But what he does do is guarantee that you are at least 2 memory when you start your turn. And AT can make him purple. So, Ukko's amazing. What Gabu does is be able to be deleted, be able to Digivolve into Scatter Mode. You never Digivolve him into Rare, but sometimes Scatter. And you can delete him with Astamon straight. He is worse than Ukko, but he does half of what Ukko does, and that's pretty great. He's often your best play off of Astamon if what you need is memory, and you just don't care about drawing cards anymore. You just want a body, you want a memory. Gabu's great at that. Analog. Consistency card, I do not like him. He is annoying because if they hit him in security, they can turn off your Belph buff. And it's really annoying. But you need him. because he gets Rage Engrave and he gets Sleep in Hand, and that's what he needs to do. Swart Defeat. This is here, not because you can really take advantage of Beyond Deletion, unfortunately, because you can't kill him with Astamon, but he kills Tamers, which is huge. There's many Tamers that being able to get rid of them really changes the game. Marcus, for example, being able to take out a Marcus can really change the game. Beyond Delete is still powerful against Levia, which I didn't happen to run into today, but it's still important. If they hit it in security, they're just... They can no longer use Levia without losing the Levia, because both Levias kill this and cannot not kill this. It is a game changer, especially out of security. When you're hitting it against other things, you now have whatever you're about to push up, whatever you got off of Astamon, defeat, and rage mode. So you go in with your Zwarts, then you get a check, it probably lives, now your opponent's at 4, you go in with Rage, that's 2, you untap, you go in, that's 2 more, he's down to 0 security, and the Ukko you pushed up, or the Gabu you played off of Astamon finishes the game. Them hitting this in security usually means you win. Death X. It's there for armor and Numemon. I didn't see Numemon today, but that's why he's there. He's also there for armor, and it did amazing work. Armor is really frustrating because Belph can't deal with them permanently. It just turns them back to Vmon, and then you have to spend your turn like using Raremon Inherit or doing other stuff to get rid of them. But they have a ton of Tamers, so you're playing Death X for like 5 at most, and it wipes them, and they have no good answers. Calling, you know why Calling's here. I'm not going to tell you why Calling's here. Gifts. It's at 2 because you can absolutely brick on it, but it's here for a lot of reasons. It takes out a lot of things. Most pressingly is Fanglong. It is the way that you deal with Fanglong. I didn't run into Divas today, but it's important that it's there for that. It also takes out like Ruin Mode, but Ruin Mode can be a problem for a lot of reasons. It just does a lot, and either of the effects is worth the 6 memory. Just the kill is worth the 6 memory. Just the go into sleep is worth the 6 memory. So it's excellent, but it's situational, and that's why it's a 2. Also, the security effect is weird. You kind of need like Zwart in hand for it to be good, and like a lot of the cards you would want to discard with this, you kind of want to discard with other things. So the security effect's weird. It's powerful, but it's weird. But the main effect, amazing. In summary, Belph is amazing. It is being slept on, which is very thematically appropriate that the sleepy boy is being slept on. And he's probably not going to be that amazing out of this format, but this format, Belph is amazing. I think this deck should have been tier 1, but people were sleeping on it the entire format. I've heard that people think that it's too complicated to pilot, which is fair. It is incredibly complicated to pilot. You're making a ton of decisions very frequently, but it's a very powerful deck. It's very consistent, and it does what it needs to do.
What would you say was your favorite moment of today's events with that deck?
I think beating Seccon in 24 minutes.
It's a highlight.
The best moment of that, I think it was during game 2. I think it was turn 2. He put me at 4 memory. I played Akihiro, and then I played Belph and put him to 10, and went. And then he stared at his hand, and then passed, because his hand was 4 kill spells that did nothing.
So the deck sounds powerful, but would you also say it's fun?
Oh yeah, I love Belph. Belph's a blast. It's a deck that lets you turn the same stack vertical and then sideways again, and every deck that turns vertical and then sideways again is fun. Especially when you kill your stuff and then bring stuff out again, that's awesome.
Could say, what would be the toughest matchup for your deck?
Probably Numemon. Or whatever you call Marcus Slurry that nonsense hybrid thing. But the reason Numemon is hard is nothing to do with Numemon. If they do the Numemon stuff and you have Rage out, everything dies, you don't care. If they bring out Plat, you don't care. The scary part is just Monzai X, because Monzai X ignores the protection. And that's bad. And as for Marcus, Slurry, whatever, if they have Trident guy in security, that's a huge problem. It eats your Belf, it eats a security, and they have it a lot. If they have Crimson Blaze, that's a problem. It shuts down the Gizmon engine, it shuts down your Ukos. Thankfully, I only ran into Marcus Slurry once today, and I didn't run into Numemon at all.
All right, and if somebody was picking up the game and decided to pick up this deck list for the first time, what would be some quick tips of advice to get it going?
Friendly reminder, we are about to enter round 7. There is a chance the tournament will end this round. There is also a chance we will have round 8. I will update everybody as soon as this round ends. So let's find our seats and get the show on the road.
I wouldn't play Belf as your first deck. It's complicated. It's a really complicated deck. You have to be deeply familiar with the fundamentals of the game. The effect ordering is really important. Being able to do things like play an AT over a Proto and discard cards and then use the delete of the Proto to bring out another AT. Like, this is just key stuff that you have to be able to do to make the deck work. And I just would not suggest that to a new player. It plays weird, it plays different, it does not play like a normal deck, and I would not suggest it for a new player.
All right, and if you could say, what was your MVP card?
The boy.
The boy.
Who else?
That's right.
We love the boy.
Any final words for the viewers?
Don't sleep on the sleepy boy.